Hello and welcome to another video by Day Night Gaming. In this video we'll be taking Weaver from levels 50 to 60 in the MMORPG known as Final Fantasy XIV. Before we begin, you're going to need to buy the following items for use for crafting within this video. 2. Aldigo leather. 1. Alpaca down. 1. Chocobo feather. 3. Cotton yarn. 2. Dew thread. 6. Damel leather. 1. Dodo feather. 3. Electrum ingot. 6. Grade 1 dexterity dissolvent. 6. Holy rainbow cloth. 9. Hollowed Rami cloth. 4. Linen yarn. 1. Mithril ingot. 3. Mithrite nuggets. 3. Opals. 6. Rami thread. 6. Rami cloth. 1. Rubber. 2. Toad leather. 5. Undyed cotton cloth. 5. Undyed felt. 2. Undyed linen. 7. Woolen cloth. And 7 woolen yarn. Continuing on from where we left off in the previous video, we will be turning in the final 2 high quality woolen smocks to Rorich and finishing off our level 48 Tradecraft Lab known as Seeing It Through to the End. This should get us to level 51. This is very important as we are trying to skip past the level 50 tier of gear and leapfrog directly to 53. The reason for this is that the level 50 gear set is extremely expensive. It is because of this that we actually saved many of our job quests leading up to level 50 just for this reason. For the next part of the video, we'll be crafting and preparing the items needed to turn in for our job quests from 15 to 50. This will provide us a huge boost and much needed experience. We will start with making a cotton scarf. Due to being extremely over-leveled for this craft, this will prove to be extremely easy to high quality. While the item in question does not need to be high quality, we will still try our best to HQ the item in order to receive a little boost on experience granted from completing a manually crafted item. We will start off by using Inner Quiet, and then we will activate Innovation, and then we will use 4 Basic Touch. 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, we should have our quality maxed out. And then we will move on to using Basic Synthesis. Alright, so from here we're going to be making cotton shepherd's slops. And once again, just like the cotton scarf, it should be very easy to craft. We're going to start with Inner Quiet, followed by Innovation, and then 4 Basic Touch, 2, 3, and 4. That should max out our quality. And now we're going to be working on progress by using Basic Synthesis. And there we go, high quality cotton shepherd's slops. And now we're going to be making a cotton actin, starting with Inner Quiet, then Innovation, and then 4 Basic Touch, 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. And with our quality finished off, we're now going to use Basic Synthesis. Okay, now that we have a high quality cotton actin created, we're going to need to meld materia into it, because this is required for the job quest. Now I grabbed the cheapest materia I could find, which was a Quick Arm Materia 1. And then you right click the item and just click meld. From there you select the materia and boom, there you go. The cotton actin is now melded with materia. From here we need to make 1 high quality undyed velveteen. It must be high quality. So we're going to start off with Inner Quiet. Then we're going to activate Innovation. Now please keep in mind we have a durability of 40. So we're going to do Basic Touch once, twice, 3 times, and now notice that our durability is 10. So we have to repair that durability by using Master's Mend. We're going to do Innovation one more time. Then we're going to use our new skill, Great Strides. This will boost our next touch action. So then we're going to use Basic Touch, and that should finish off our quality. And then we will end the craft using Basic Synthesis to complete our progress. And after that, we're going to be making velveteen gaiters. So it's very important that you do not use the high quality undyed velveteen that you just created. Make sure all the materials are normal quality. and then start off with Inner Quiet, followed by Innovation, and then we're going to be doing 4 basic touch. So 1, 2, 3, and then our 4th one. Then we're going to use Innovation one more time, and then we're going to use Great Strides, and then we're going to use God's Blessing. Now our quality is complete. We're going to work on progress by using Basic Synthesis. Alright, so the next item that we're going to be making is a linen shirt. So we're going to be starting off with Inner Quiet, then we're going to use Innovation, and then 4 basic touch, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to use Innovation one more time, then basic touch, and then basic touch again. Then we're going to use Veneration, and then Basic Synthesis. Alright, so this time we're going to be making a woolen tights. Now it's very important to note that the crafts are going to start getting harder and harder at this point. So we're going to start off with Inner Quiet, and then we're going to use our new ability called Waste Not 2. And this is going to last for 8 turns. Then we're going to use Innovation, and we're going to use Basic Touch, and we're going to use that 4 times until our innovation stacks are empty. And we still have 3 more stacks of Waste Not, as you can see there. So from here on out, we're going to use Innovation and then 2 more Basic Touch to expand all our Waste Not stacks. From here we're going to use Veneration, and then we're going to use Basic Synthesis. And that'll create our high quality woolen tights. And now we're going to make a woolen beret. And just like the previous craft, we're going to start with Inner Quiet, and then Waste Not 2, and then Innovation, and then we're going to do 4 basic touch. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to do Innovation one more time, 2 more basic touch, so 1 and 2, and then if we need to, we're going to go ahead and do 1 more basic touch. So as you can see, we did that. Then we're going to do Veneration and then Basic Synthesis. So next we're going to be making a woolen gown. So we're going to start off with Inner Quiet, followed by Waste Not 2, and then Innovation, 4 basic touch, so 1, 2, 3, 4, Innovation again, basic touch, basic touch again, and if you need to, you can use 1 more basic touch, but in this case we don't need to. So then Veneration and Basic Synthesis. So for the next item we're going to be making is a woolen gaskin, and we're going to be using a slightly altered rotation. Now you can still use the previous rotation, but I'm just doing this to show you that there is flexibility in crafting. So we're going to start off with Inner Quiet, and then we're going to do Innovation, and then we're going to use Waste Not 2, and then we're going to use Basic Touch, and we're going to use up our innovation stack. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do Innovation again, and now we have 4 stacks of innovation. So we're going to do 4 basic touches in a row. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you can see, we still have a lot of durability left, and then we're going to use Veneration and then Basic Synthesis. Alright, so from here we're going to be making patrician gear, and this gear is made for level 50, so the crafting recipe for this is actually quite difficult at this level, so I highly recommend that you use high quality crafting food as well as high quality crafting syrup to help you with this craft. I use Blood Bolose HQ and Craftsman Syrup HQ. The first item that we're going to be making are the Patrician's bottoms. So here we go, we're going to start off with Inner Quiet. After that, we're going to be using Innovation, and then Waste Not Regular, and then we're going to use Basic Touch, and we're going to do that until we use up our Waste Not stack, so we're going to do it 4 times. And then we're going to use Innovation again, and once again Waste Not Regular, and then 4 more Basic Touches to use up our stacks. After that, we're going to be using Veneration and then Basic Synthesis to fill up our progress. And as you can see here, we only have 20 durability left after that, so it cuts it quite close. Next, we're going to be making a Patrician's Coatee, and just like the bottoms, we're going to be using the same rotation. So Inner Quiet, followed by Innovation, and then Waste Not. 4 Basic Touches, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Innovation again. Waste Not. 4 Basic Touches, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now keep in mind, if you need more quality, you can do 2 more Basic Touches without breaking the item, and then Veneration and Basic Synthesis. Now for our last craft, we're going to be making a Patrician's Wedge Cap, and we're going to alter the rotation just a little bit, just so you can see that there is possibility for variation. So Inner Quiet, and then Innovation, followed by Waste Not, and then 4 Basic Touches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this time, if you take a look, we're going to do Waste Not first, and then Innovation, and then we're going to do 4 Basic Touches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do Veneration, followed by Basic Synthesis. So as you can see here, we have an odd number of durability. As long as it's not 0, the item will not break. Alright, now that we've created all these items, we're going to head back to the Weaver's Guild and talk to Regilant Rose and pick up the level 15 class quest known as Practical Needs. Now we're going to head to the Miners Guild and speak to Rawaruka. Now head back to the Weaver's Guild and speak to Regilant Rose. From there, we're going to turn in the cotton scarf as well as cotton shepherd slops that we made earlier in the video. Now speak to Regilant Rose again and accept the quest known as Materia Concerns. Next, head to the Steps of Nald and speak to Mama Jaru. And then after that, head back to the Weaver's Guild and speak to Regilant Rose again. Now that we're back at the Weaver's Guild, speak to Regilant Rose and turn in our high quality, materia enhanced cotton actin. Next up, speak to Regilant Rose again and accept the quest That Velveteen Dress. Then head due northwest and speak to Kokomo and Babawai. Now let's head back to Reginald Rose at the Weavers Guild and deliver our high quality undyed velveteen. Now speak to Reginald Rose again and accept the quest known as Miner on a Mission. Now head back to the Miners Guild and speak to Rawaruka again. Then back to the Weavers Guild one more time and speak to Reginald Rose and turn in our high quality velveteen gaiters. Next up, speak to Reginald Rose again and accept the quest known as Designed by Committee. Now head back to the Miners Guild and speak to Rawaruka again. And now head back to the Weavers Guild and speak to Reginald Rose and turn in our high quality linen shirt. Then speak to Reginald Rose again and accept the quest, A Subtle Inquiry. Now head due northwest and speak to Kokomo. After speaking to Kokomo, head back to the Weavers Guild and speak to Reginald Rose and turn in our high quality woolen tights. Now speak to Reginald Rose again and accept the quest known as The Intervention. Now head back to the Miners Guild and speak to Rawaruka again. After that, head back to the Weavers Guild and speak to Reginald Rose and turn in our high quality woolen gown, high quality woolen gaskins, as well as our high quality woolen beret. Now speak to Reginald Rose again and accept the quest known as A Miner Reborn. After doing so, submit the high quality patrician's coat tee, high quality patrician's bottoms, and high quality patrician's wedge cap to Reginald Rose. After doing so, head due northwest and speak to Rawaruka at the Gold Court. Alright, now head back to the Weavers Guild and speak to Reginald Rose to complete our level 50 class quest, A Miner Reborn. At this point we should be barely into level 53, which is perfect because we can skip straight to the level 53 tier of gear. This will save us a lot of money because the level 50 tier of gear is actually extremely expensive. From here we're going to head to the city of Ishgard that is unlocked in the Heaven's Ward expansion. From here we're going to be using LevQuest to take us directly to level 60. Once in Ishgard, we're going to take the Aethernet telepoint to the Sky Steel Manufactory. Then we're going to head east to the Levmet. The great thing about Ishgard Tradecraft Leves is the quest giver and the quest turn-ins are right next to each other, so there won't be much traveling involved at this point. You're going to notice that we're going to level from 53 to 60 extremely fast. The downside to Ishgard Leves is crafting items at the level appropriate for the recipes is actually extremely difficult. In previous videos, the gear requirement wasn't so tight, but at this point in the game, I'm going to show you the gear that I use, and I highly recommend that you copy it, even including the overmelts that are inside the gear, as well as the food and the craftsman's syrup that I use. The good thing is for your armor pieces, you can reuse them for your future crafting class that you're going to be leveling up, so make sure you hold on to the gear. So here we are at the Levmet, and make sure you select the Tradecraft Leves and avoid using the large scale Tradecraft Leves. So the level we're going to be picking up is an account of my apron, and we're going to be creating 3 high quality holy rainbow aprons. Now before we begin, please take note that I will be eating high quality blood boulassae food as well as high quality cunning craftsman syrup, as both of these will be required in order to achieve the exact stats needed to consistently craft these high quality recipes. Alright, so we're going to start off with Inner Quiet. From there we're going to open up our calculations tab, and I'm going to explain to you how this is going to work. So we're now going to click the quality tab. This is very important. So now we're going to click innovation and then waste not, and then we're going to follow up by using 4 basic touches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to activate innovation again, as well as waste not. Then we're going to do 4 more basic touch. So 1, 2, 3, and then our last one, our 4th one. Alright, so now let's look at our quality. As you can see here, If we use By God's Blessing right now, we would only get 1,411. So we're going to activate Innovation, bring that up to 2,117. And then we're going to activate Great Strides. As you can see here, now we're going to get 3,529. So we're going to activate our By God's Blessing, and that's going to max out our quality bar. From here, we're then going to go to our progress bar. That way we can see how much we're going to get. And we're going to activate Veneration. So now we need to get to 641 progress. So we're going to use a new ability called Name of the Element. And then that's going to improve our brand of the elements. So as you can see here, we're going to get 367 for brand of the elements. So we're going to do that twice. So that's going to leave us with just a little bit more progress. So we're going to end off with basic synthesis. Alright, now that we've made a high quality Holy Rainbow apron, we still need to make 2 more. So just go ahead and repeat this rotation 2 more times. So now let's turn in these Leves. So we're going to speak to Fionnuala, which is to the left of Elon, the Levmet, and we're going to turn in our 3 high quality Holy Rainbow aprons. Now that we're level 55, we have access to a whole new tier of gear that we're going to be using for the next set of Lev quests. I'm going to be showing you the gear that I used. Please keep in mind that just like in the previous gear tier, I highly recommend using the exact setup that my gear is, including all the materia melds inside, as well as using the same food and craftsman syrup. Feel free to pause at any time over each of the gear slots so that you can take the time to copy it. So the next Lev quest that we're going to be grabbing is called Finger on the Pulse, and we're going to be crafting 3 high quality Raimi half gloves of healing. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up our quality efficiency calculations tab. So we're going to start off with Inner Quiet, then Innovation, then Waste Not. Then we're going to use 4 basic touch. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to use Innovation. And then Waste Not again, and then 4 more basic touch, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to use Innovation, Great Strides, By God's Blessing, and then we're going to use Veneration, Name of the Elements, Brand of the Elements, and then Brand of the Elements one more time to finish off the craft. So at this point now we have a high quality Raimi half gloves of healing, but we still need to make 2 more, so go ahead and use this rotation 2 more times. Now that we have our 3 high quality Raimi half gloves of healing, let's go ahead and turn them into Fionnuala. And after all that's said and done, it should get us to about 40% into level 57, approximately. This is actually a very good level to get to because a few upgrades pop up at this point for the next tier of gear. Now that we're level 57, I'm going to show you the equipment that I use for this tier of gear. It's very important to take note that the next set of crafts that we're going to be doing are extremely hard. So once again, I highly recommend copying my gear exactly as is, eating high quality blood bullets, as well as drinking high quality cunning craftsman syrup. Believe me when I say this that you're going to need these stats. Alright, so now with our gear requirements out of the way, we're going to speak to Eloin, the Levmet. And just so you can see, I'm going to show you the difference in experience gained between the Lev we just did, which is Finger on the Pulse, and the new Lev that we are going to be doing, which is called Investing in the Future. As you can see, the experience difference is actually extremely large, so it's definitely worthwhile to upgrade your gear to be able to complete this Lev quest. Now let's make sure that we have our food and our syrup active. We're definitely going to need it for this craft because it's actually a very complicated craft. So we're going to start off with our opener, and it's called Muscle Memory. This must be done on the first step of a craft. The good thing is it lasts for 5 turns, so we can weave in other abilities before we have to expend it. So we're going to use Inner Quiet next. So now we have 4 more turns. As you can see here, we can go ahead and weave in Waist Knot as our next ability. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. And now we're going to expand our muscle memory by using Basic Synthesis. This is going to get us to progress 696. Now we don't want to cap off our progress just yet because we still need to work on quality. So now we're going to go to our Quality Efficiency Calculations tab. And we're going to use 3 basic touches. So 1, 2, 3. That way we can expand our Waist Knot. At this point in time, we're going to use Innovation and then Waist Knot. And we're going to use 4 basic touch. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now we're at 8 stacks of Inner Quiet, but we're running out of durability. We only have 20 durability left. So we're gonna have to use Waist Knot. And then we're gonna use Innovation, and we're gonna weave in 1 basic touch. And then we're going to use Great Strides. Then we're going to use By God's Blessing to slam out the rest of that quality. So now we're at 10 durability. So we really need to maximize our progress at this point. So let's go ahead and go to our Progress Efficiency tab. Then we're going to use Veneration. And then we're going to go ahead and use our Basic Synthesis to finish this off. Alright, so we've made a high quality Hollowed Raimi Doublet of Aiming, but we still need to make 2 more. So go ahead and use this rotation 2 more times. Alright, so now let's speak to Fionnuala and turn in our 3 high quality Hollowed Raimi Doublet of Aiming. And due to the large yield of experience gained from these Lev quests, this should get us to level 60. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider smashing that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe and ring that bell for notifications on future videos that I might be posting. And until next time, take care. Goodbye.